Welcome back to another episode of Two Women,
Two Opinions
with your girl Marty and
Taj.
And we back at it again with another one. Today we had a rough start. We 5 minutes late, guys.
Yeah, we behind today, y'all.
We don't like to be late. We don't like that feeling. But we're here. That's the good thing, and we're ready. Today is episode 3. Episode 3 is going to be a lot of controversy. I don't know if you guys been woke this week.
Woke.
Like woke. And seeing what's been going on in all the media outlets and all the tabloids, all the podcasts and everything else that's been going on. The world is a crazy place to live in right now. And I'm nervous. Shit, I don't know about y'all. But I just want to start by saying make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms at Marty Margello, our famous gems. You can also find us on YouTube at Two Women, Two Opinion. It's the number 2, guys. Number 2 women, number 2 opinion. And you can also find us on Spoon, same name, but our ID number is 2W2O. 2 Women, 2 Opinion.
2 Women, 2 Opinion.
It's just abbreviated. So yeah. Where can I find you at, Taj?
You can find me at Taj Wild, TAJWILD. Taj Wild on any platform, or on Facebook, it's Taj Wilder, TAJWILDER.
Look at God. And we just really want to shout out everyone that's been participating and who's been here every episode. We've been having a few people that's been here every episode. We know you guys strolling slowly but surely because you know the time frame that our show started.
We know it's early, y'all.
It's a morning show, but that's why we always record it and put it on YouTube by the end of the day, so that the people that's not up this early, that may have later shifts of work, can go ahead and catch the show as well. Well, I mean, let's just be honest. Today is going to be interesting. We got
we got some fun stories for y'all today.
So let me see how we did the breakdown, because I do every other week. So it looks like Taj started us off today.
Oh, no, I started this off last week, didn't I?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like I started this off.
That's why I keep notes, y'all. This is why I keep
notes.
I
definitely did.
I started with the Keisha Cole mom response. And
then you did. All right, so first story this morning. If you want to go ahead and pull this up, it's on I have it on our Facebook. Or I sent it to your Facebook.
Okay.
A drunk passenger on Frontier Airlines had to be restrained during a flight to Miami. Flight attendants had to duct tape the passenger to his seat after groping female flight attendants, and then he began to berate other passengers, telling them his parents make lots of money. You want to start it at 4?
What does it have to do with anything? What does it have to do with anything?
Girl, who you telling? He was drunk, y'all, so no telling. So when you pull up this story,
and where was the flight coming from?
From Philadelphia. So it's Philadelphia to Miami. Homeboy was plastered. Go to 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Homeboy was just plastered, and he showed the fuck out on the flight. So they did what they had to do because there was no marshal on the flight. So we're gonna go ahead and play this clip for y'all. This is from TYT.
Because he did face some consequences when the plane landed as well. Barry was arrested by police on 3 counts of battery. The arrest report states that Barry spilled a drink on himself, then went to the bathroom to change. He emerged shirtless, it explains, adding that Barry proceeded to wander the aisles for 15 minutes before allegedly molesting 2 crew members.
What?
So important context there. If you're trying to decide whether you agree with the duct tape or not. The low-cost carrier said that the flight attendants, though, who were involved in this, had been suspended pending further investigation because they did not follow the proper policies for restraining a passenger. I think that, I get that there's protocol, and I think that's part of the problem with, like, the corporate treatment of these types of situations.
So the fact that these flight attendants, there was no marshal on the flight. So that's what really boggles my mind the most, because you always hear that there's always one marshal on a flight. There was no marshal, so there was nobody there with handcuffs that could restrain this irate passenger. So they did what they had to do. I would have duct taped his
where
ass.
the hell did they get duct tape from on a
Girl.
fucking flight? Okay, that's the first question. Like, where the hell did y'all get duct tape
Like,
from?
they had it. They had it ready to go.
Whomever was the person that said, let's duct tape this man, was the...
They didn't have nothing to return. There was no rope. You know, there was no handcuffs.
So why don't they have handcuffs?
There was no handcuffs. I don't know. Maybe because
like they should have an extra. They should have a pair of handcuffs just
or the
because.
plastic ones at the very least. Right, we gotta get these situations
right.
together. They should at least have some plastic handcuffs. You know, the new. The
oh
zip
yeah,
ties.
or like the zip tie
yeah.
one. Or shit, they could have had the little Chinese ones that hold the fingers.
Girl, they had options. She said, "We just gonna sit you here like this."
Yeah, we just gonna sit you right there.
I was just like, I don't like the fact that they got suspended because I feel like they did what they had to do in a really bad situation. Like you're on a flight and you've got this drunk passenger who's now at this point groped multiple flight attendants. What else are you supposed to do? And then he not only that, but he is yelling and screaming at other passengers. Dog, you gotta get duct taped. Like you obviously can't keep your hands to yourself.
And then let's really go get down to it and say what's more important. The person that was being oblivious to everything are your workers, because now is not the time to lose any workers. People barely want to work nowadays, so you need to make sure your employees are safe and they feel secured in the workplace.
Girl, I walked into Walmart last night and they was getting cussed out in the middle of the Walmart. Like it was late. It was like an hour before they closed. I had to run in there to grab a couple things. Child, they was in there getting cussed out by the manager, and I was just like,
the employees.
It was, you guys signed up, you guys signed a contract for these hours, and you guys are supposed to be here at XYZ. So it's just like people aren't putting their value into their employees. They're putting their stock into their customers, and that's all fine and dandy. But remember that you need employees to cater to those customers. So yeah. I'm not saying kiss their ass, but it definitely should have been more. It should have been. I wouldn't have suspended them. I think they would have just continued on with their life until the investigation was over.
Well, I just feel like right now it's just so much going on in the world that you really have to be careful with. Like, just like the Walmart situation with the lady. With the employee, they just said, oh, she was all right and you was completely wrong. But I just feel like nowadays we just have to pay more attention to what's really going on. And definitely stuff like that. But absolutely. Listen. The world is the crazy place that we live in right now.
And y'all, but keep in mind, it's hard times and people still collecting them unemployment checks. So, baby, if they don't need that job, they don't need that motherfucking job.
They can quit. And then they can say that the job laid them off once again and they go right back to unemployment. And right now, it's not even, you don't have to do a lot of steps like you did when you first got on unemployment. It's just straight up to the money for real.
Okay.
Speaking of America, guys, if you did not know, now you know. If you haven't been paying attention, COVID is still here, guys. Yes. It is here, and it's here in full effect.
Vaccinated.
I was waiting for today. Vaccinated. This is the day you guys may see the two different women of the two different
two very different opinions.
The two different women. And this is why we have this show. I love the fact that we have two different. We do agree on a lot of things because I mean we're human and we it's the world that we live in. We have a lot of similarities, you know. So we should agree on a lot of stuff. But if you did not know, now you know. COVID is still here. Okay, let's not say it's back. It's still here. I just clickbaited y'all motherfucking ass. So, okay, let's start by saying that it's been 86 new cases. Every single day for the COVID, and with the new Delta variant out now, it's just here she go. It's just it's so scary to know. And she's talking about this vaccine like she can't catch the shit.
No, I can catch the shit.
Right. This is the problem that I have, America. Pay attention. No, but seriously, so it's been 86,000 new cases every single day. And Biden is trying to boost the vaccinations. As you guys know, it's been a lot of different things in the country with them accent, giving free Six Flags tickets. You getting put in a raffle, lottery for $1 million.
You can win $1 million.
And it's a whole bunch of stuff. But what I don't like, what is disgusting about this new virus for me, I'm sorry, is that it's harming kids more than anything. And they're sending kids back to school this year. So It's really, 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 really scary. And plus, you have little babies. The little babies are affected way more than the big kids, unfortunately.
And that's what I've been going back and forth with, because they're supposed to start school in the next couple weeks. And I'm just like, I had to go and talk to the school, and they're like, oh, we're going to keep the classrooms to a really small group. Like, it's going to be 15 students per class. That's a
lot of kids.
But that's still, it's
kids are germy, too.
It's like, do I want to run the risk? Because technically, my kids they have like another year before they have to be in school.
Right.
So I could literally skip this year if I wanted to, but it is like a toss up. Like, do I want to send my kids to school and risk it, or do I keep them at home?
So as we all know, it's not fully approved by the FDA, the vaccination, of course. But a lot of things isn't approved by the FDA that we take on a daily basis. So I'm not going to just throw that out there.
Y'all be eating.
Yeah, so I'm not going to just throw that out there like that's the negativity about it. It's a lot of people that, from CNN, they have reported that it's a lot of people in different companies that's wanting to go back into the workplace, such as banks and media, because those are more hands-on job and they want to get back into the office. But it's other jobs such as, millennials that work from home, that's really used to work from home because they said it gives them a lot more time of the day. It's easier for them to, actually bathe their kids and go to work and all that stuff all in one day and not have to work a care in the world, and they still went to work in that same day. And it's safer from getting the virus if you are in a household.
I think it's definitely something that more people need to look into, is working remotely. I did for a while. I am not a homebody though, like not to that extent. I didn't enjoy working from home, so I needed to be around people.
See,
I'm more of a
person,
a people person.
Like, I am in between. I'm all for, I pay this fucking rent, so I need to be here, okay? Because a lot of you got to be honest, before COVID, a lot of us paid all our bills and stuff, and we never even was ever home. We was at work, we was out, we was spending time with family.
So, all that like, you're paying for something that
you don't need.
You literally just sleep in and dress in.
So, with working from home,
it's a closet, y'all.
You actually getting your money worth. Right. You're getting your money worth for working from home.
I think it makes sense. I need to it
makes a lot of sense. And this has been reported as well that people from other countries have been coming over to the United States to receive the free vaccinations. It was another family that was reported on the news that her mom actually got COVID, so that's why she came over here to get the free vaccination. And a lot of different countries are coming over here to get the free vaccination. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I know America is not about to put something in just us and not think y'all gonna be walking around like zombies in the next year.
I can't play with you.
You're crazy as hell.
Hey, if I become a zombie, it's been real, y'all.
Companies are reportedly trying to cut pay for workers not trying to return to the office. I feel like I'm a little iffy about that because it's like we was just mentioning, it's hard to gain employees. If you have to go back to work, eventually you will have to. It's just right now we're living in a capitalism time where we don't have to do shit that we don't want to, if you really be honest. Like how we're doing right now, you can press a button on a website and make money from your home. It's just consistency. Consistency is the key. You gotta be consistent about it. And that's what it is. Employees are resistant to return back to the office, and that will result into pay cuts. So, are you telling me the man that work on the line in the warehouse is going to make more than me because I work at home? Pretty much. Okay. A lot of people are saying they're more productive at home than they were in the workplace. Like I mentioned, with the exercising, they saving money on a commute. They saving the no makeup. They're not paying for clothes. They're not paying for gas, anything like that. So let's go to the whimper smamper, the gag of all of this all. We talk about Mayor Bill. New York's mayor, he are requiring people to be vaccinated to enter into restaurants, gyms, and other indoor entertainment.
And again, it doesn't mean that you can't catch the disease, though. You can still catch it.
So basically, he's requiring everyone indoor dining, fitness, and indoor entertainment. So I want to play a small clip from this big guy. This big guy here that said, basically, you guys don't have rights anyway, so let's just strip more away from you. Okay? You can't tell me to get a freaking whatever. But let's play the clip from the mayor of what the fuck is his name? New York, actually demanding the people in New York, even though, New York ain't never been shit. No shade. Demanding. I'm not talking about the people, y'all. I'm talking about your government and your local officials. Y'all ain't never been shit for real. So let's go ahead and play this clip of him over the past week.
So today I announce a new approach, which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass. The key to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city. This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key. You can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to
Stay your ass
participate
at
in
home.
things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life. The Key to NYC Pass will be a first-in-the-nation approach.
He looks like an atypical politician.
Vaccination for workers and customers in indoor dining, in indoor fitness facilities, indoor entertainment facilities. This is going to be a requirement. The only way to patronize these establishments indoors will be if you're vaccinated, at least one dose. The same for folks in terms of work. They'll need at least one dose. This is crucial because we know that this will encourage a lot more vaccination. We've seen it.
Cut your shit. So,
it's going to encourage people to get vaccinated in New York.
But this is smacked in our face. The mayor took heat, after he took heat from not making the mask mandate law back. So, if he would have put the mask to be mandatory again, there would be lesser, not saying a bunch less, but there will be lesser cases of COVID surrounding the New York City area. I just feel like Mayor Bill, the asshole, I don't have the credentials to give you the donkey of the day. That's Charlemagne. But I will be reaching out to him because he really needs to get into this research and dig into your ass, because you don't have the right to take people's rights. That's like telling me, oh, you have to go get on birth control because you have 3 kids. Bitch, you can't tell me what to do. I'm so sick of these male politicians walking around trying to tell everyone what to freak to do. Like, it's ridiculous. And from words from one of my fellow American white women, America, you have rights. There's a lowlife of mayor trying to take them away, and his name is Bill. I don't care what no one say. This is an opinion show. I have a friend here, and I have close friends that live in New Jersey that are vaccinated. I've never approached a vaccinated person and say, oh, you're dumb for doing that. Yeah. I'm not that person. That was a choice that you made, and when you have children, you have to make other choices. I don't have any kids, so I do have I can say I don't want to do shit. I have a little leeway to say I don't want to do that shit if I really don't want to. But in cases like yours, and then in my friend's case, he's a dean of a school. So in some cases, I understand. Nurses, doctors, you're trying to prevent becoming sick. And that's a prevention. It's not a cure. It's not a vaccine. It's a prevention.
It will help keep me, if I do get sick, it will help keep me off a ventilator.
Exactly.
That's about it. But it also protects my children because I got 2 kids at home, and my mother, who is in the medical field, it keeps her from contracting. Like, she has to deal with patients. It keeps everybody in the household right now from getting sick.
It don't keep me from doing shit, okay? Since this COVID situation has started, when I was working, I worked in a small office. This is a quick little rundown. It was 4 people that worked in the office, me and 3 other people. All 3 of the other people received COVID. They all caught COVID in November. I was the only person in that office that did, and we worked in a small area. Everybody caught COVID. I didn't. You're not going to tell me that I have to go get something, because when I was taking medicine and birth control, I was a sickly person. Like, I got sick a lot. So you're telling me if I start injecting myself with more of this shit, I can go back to when I used to always be sick. I don't take medication. I am a firm believer that you can manifest health. You can talk to the universe. You can eat healthy. You're a vegan. Like, vegans teach you a lot. They'll tell you some shit. They'll tell you.
Look, vegetarian.
You're right, vegetarian. But vegans can teach you a lot because they can actually, like, when they do convert over, they learn more about the plants. Just like people, if you never known, like your body tells you what you need. Fruits actually tell you what it's for. Your body tells you
exactly what you need.
And if you look at a fruit, it'll actually tell you what it's for.
Some of y'all don't listen to your bodies enough. I mean, I definitely dig what she's saying, but I definitely come from a household, the way I was raised, my mother has been in the medical field pretty much my entire life. So I see both sides of it. You definitely need to listen to your body and respect the things that you feel work best for you. Like I said, I got vaccinated because I got kids. Like, in the day, that was all that mattered. As soon as they put out the vaccine, I got it. Also, just because a lot of places that were hiring when I first moved out here weren't allowing people to come in unless they were vaccinated. So it's just like a toss-up, like that in-between kind of situation where you don't know what's in the vaccine because they pushed it out so quickly, but at the same time, like, you just want to do what you feel is the best.
Exactly,
right?
And that's why it's a choice.
I don't force my lifestyle on her,
and I feel like there's a choice. That's like transgender. You're not about to tell me that I want to be a man. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me to go. I identify as fully vaccinated. I do. If you ask me, am I vaccinated? I'm gonna tell your ass yeah.
Absolutely.
Simply, but. What you're not going to do is try to strip my rights away and tell me I have to go do something to enjoy my life. Now, you can say you have to wear a mask if you're not fully vaccinated. You have to wear a mask because that's what we've been doing for 2 years now. Before the vaccine even came out over a year ago, we was wearing masks. Why the fuck can't I wear my mask? Now what I can agree to, if he would have said fully vaccinated or test negative. Now, if you have to get a test, every 30 days or every week or every 2 weeks or whatever before you go out and say that it's negative, I get that. But you're not going to tell me I have to ingest something in my body in order to go out and have fun. Fuck the gym.
And
fuck the restaurants because I need to cook any damn way.
Yeah, like some people, it's a reaction.
It's cool, New York City. Y'all need to cook the fucking groceries in y'all house. Y'all don't need to go to no gym. Y'all better buy y'all some shit at home to work out at home. Okay? Like, y'all officially trying to take all of our rights away. Money is little now. Money don't mean shit over power.
And honestly, if COVID taught us anything, money don't mean shit. Because look how us as a nation affected big business. You see what I'm saying? Like, us not working, us not buying things because we can't afford it, especially during COVID. Yeah, it played with people's money. They was not feeling that vibe. So New York.
So to sum it up, the mayor of New York, he has released the key to the city pass, which is first in the nation vaccine requirements for workers and customers. Oh, and workers. Oh yeah. So if I don't want to get vaccinated, I can't go out and make money for my family. That's totally ironic. Don't get me wrong. I do feel like they should. If you feel like this vaccine will help the country in the long run, push it. For all means, push it. And if you push it the right fucking way, you're going to have us people that's against it go for it anyways. If y'all pushing it this way, pushing it makes me not want it even more because I feel like y'all up to something. And that's why y'all want us to take it so bad. And she might have got the good fucking dose. Y'all releasing some old other shit to give it to the people.
Because I had no reaction. But some people do. There were some people that
I know a lot of people.
Really
so basically, what you can't, if you're not fully vaccinated, you cannot do the indoor dining, indoor fitness, or any other indoor entertainment and performances. This law is launching August the 15th, which means that's the day that they're going to bring it all the way to the table, lay it all out, the guidelines and everything. Read that fucking transcript, New York. Y'all need to pay attention because y'all been getting fucked for years. But it will be officially enforced. They don't pay attention to who's in the office.
Let's go back to what we keep saying. Like, y'all so worried about y'all so hyper focused on the national election when you need to be really focused on your home election. Focus on that shit. And focus on the shit that you can really change in your community. Y'all worried about the big shit. Yeah, that matters too. But definitely consider the people that are running your state.
Exactly. And so it's launching August 16th. That is the day where it all will be laid out. Basic guidelines. The transcripts will be released.
Enforced on September 13th.
On September 13th is when it will be enforced. And you know what's fucked up? I have a wedding to go to in New York. Mm-hmm. And this is probably why this story touched home for me.
Where you be going? Yes.
Because I have a wedding to go to, but it's a wedding. I'm not going to be at the restaurants, indoor fitness. Bitch, I will walk around. on the outside.
She said no mask.
So
No
basically,
mask,
you
no
guys, I
vaccine.
don't know what New York City is doing right now, but if you guys aren't paying attention to what's going on out there, please. This is as close to stop and frisk as you're going to get with COVID-19. So, case closed. Moving along.
So the next story we got
I need
for y'all.
a fucking gavel.
I can't play with you. The next story I got for y'all this week is Simone Biles, a world champion gymnast. Okay, because we know she.
I love her.
Recently bowed out of the Olympics due to her mental health. She recently came out on. She did an interview with Yahoo. Or at least they reported on it. That her aunt passed away, and that was one of the many reasons why she decided to step down from the Olympics this year. So. Due to that, she's received so much hate, just bashing her about her stepping away from the Olympics. So Charlie Kirk, who is a conservative activist who had a lot to say, we're gonna go ahead and play that clip for y'all. He is a I just said that. He is a conservative activist, and he also has a talk show. He also does a YouTube, and he just went in. He called her un-American. I mean, a plethora of names.
Right here.
Click on that one, yeah. He called her an abundance of different names. It was just really disgusting. And it's funny to me because when it's a black woman, right? If it's a black man, he decides not to play, it's whatever. But when it's a black woman and she's come this far, now she's unpatriotic. She doesn't give a shit about her country. She's a narcissist. She's all this other stuff. And it was just tacky. So TYT reported on Charlie Kirk, and I just wanted to play this tidbit for y'all.
Simone Biles withdrew from the team finals during the Tokyo Olympics and cited that she needed to focus on her mental health instead of forcing herself to compete when she didn't feel that it was the right thing to do. Now, unfortunately, Charlie Kirk got involved and shared his thoughts and commentary on her personal decision.
She said, unfortunately.
He decided to call her a sociopath. Let's hear his reasoning for that.
That's terrible.
Simone Biles says, this Olympic Games, I wanted to be for myself when I came in. And I felt like I was still doing it for other people, as she cried after the team event on Tuesday. So that just, it like hurts my heart because doing what I love has been kind of taken away from me to please other people. Yeah, that's the point, Simone Biles. You're representing your nation, you selfish sociopath. You kidding me? She's an incredible athlete. Of course she's an incredible athlete. I'm not saying, I just said she's probably the greatest gymnast of all time. She's also very selfish. She's immature, and she is a shame to the country. She's totally a sociopath. Of course she's a sociopath.
Go ahead and pause it there. So it's just and it kills me because she's just really young, right? No matter how you shape and size, she's in her early 20s. She's extremely young. So for somebody on his, especially how big his platform is, to come out and call her a sociopath because she wanted to take time away because she did one of her events.
Mental health is real.
She got through one of the events. She didn't land one of her stunts properly, and she knew then that she just wasn't mentally there, and she had to take a step back. And I think, like, again, I think we talked about this a lot the last couple episodes, that mental health, especially in the Black community, does not get talked about enough. And we, especially Black women, we are always looked at as such strong. We can get through anything. We can persevere through anything. And it's just like shit like this happens where we have to go, my mental health is more important than the bullshit. Then you get people like Charlie Kirk who gets on his platform and calls her a sociopath. I'm like, when are we allowed to hurt, or when are we allowed to feel our emotions? When? That's all I have to say.
I totally agree with this last comment on Taj's Instagram. It's so many people speaking for reaction versus speaking for to help. Like if you can clearly see that she's going through mental health is so real that we it's like air, like the air that we breathe. And you wait until she break down, go crazy, start doing drugs, cut her hair off, and
Britney,
then
Britney Spears is the prime example.
You wait until they get all the way there. Demi Lovato,
prime example. She was on drugs for a while.
You're telling me you wait until they get there, but she cried out for help so many years before she started that. You wait until they get to that point to where they can't even, think straight, and that's how you do it. Like, you wait until they get to that point. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't know how to turn our volume down on her yet.
Stop being so loud.
Hello? Hello?
Sorry, Joyce. We didn't realize we was being
Sorry,
loud.
we didn't know we was being so loud. But because we have to be louder for our YouTube video. But I just feel like it's just, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, people, this is when it takes a village. Like, people forget that it takes a village to come together, definitely with mental health, and it should.
No, and her team, and that's the crazy part, is her team respected the fact that she was like, I can't continue. I can't do this. I need to step down. I need to work on or focus on my mental health. And then my thing is, after she came out and said that her aunt passed away and that was really affecting her mentally, there was no apology from Charlie. Charlie didn't come out and go, oh, my bad. No, he stands on what he said. She's a sociopath. She's un-American because she bowed out of the Olympics. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to be in tune with your mental health in order for you to do certain shit. So instead of, I don't know, berating women and crucifying them because I don't even understand how she was an embarrassment to the country. I don't keep it a buck. I don't pay attention to the Olympics.
How is it now, y'all?
I love Simone Biles. She, to me, is, can they hear us?
Can y'all hear us?
She is,
yeah,
she's great. She's amazing. World champion. I stand by that. But anything else, I just don't, the unpatriotic bullshit. First of all, this country ain't that great. Okay, and it ain't really done much for us as far as color goes, so I don't have much to say on that standpoint. But Charlie Kirk, you can kiss my whole black ass. That woman did what she should have done. She needed to check in with herself, and mental health really does need to be pushed more. People really need to spend more time focusing on that.
Come on now, she had a whole lifetime to compete in the
She's
Olympics.
already the world champ.
Right, she has a whole lifetime to be
right.
And then you got to think about it. It'd be different if it was her first rodeo.
Right,
like she's already been there, done that. So if she wants to take a step back
her team
for her mental health,
her, and
what's the fucking problem? Like, I feel like people. First of all, this is where people need to mind their own fucking business, because obviously, if you can see how he reacted to someone else's situation,
this ain't even got shit to do with politics.
He's not okay.
He is a conservative activist. This has shit to do with politics.
It don't have nothing to do with politics.
This doesn't look bad on America.
I say this all the time on my platform. Go reattach your balls. Go reattach your dick to your balls, boy.
I want to see him do some of her stunts. Do what she do, and then we can talk about it.
Oh, no, wait. Have a problem in your family or your life if she just recently lost her aunt, and then do what she do.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, and
the fact that she still got on a plane,
like,
and she still went overseas. She still went to Japan, and she still
people.
She still tried to put her best foot forward, and she realized that maybe this wasn't where I needed to be in this moment. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love you, Simone. Fuck Charlie Kirk. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that moron. But he's like one of the comments said, he's always been on that kind of shit. He's always been on that kind of time.
What the comments say,
he's almost like a Tekashi. He likes to troll people.
Yeah, he's a fucking troll. But you're trolling about the wrong thing. You're trolling about someone's mental health. You're trolling about something that can really harm someone.
And then you have to question his mental health.
Yeah, you really...
To me, you are a grown-ass man that has a little-ass girl. Sir, move on with your life.
And which one is a more sociopath role to take? His or hers?
His. If anybody's a sociopath in this situation, it's definitely his. But I would call that... manipulative narcissist. We gonna call him a narcissist. Something's wrong with him. Since we like to use that word these days, we just gonna call him a narcissist and we gonna move on from it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on from that. We know, and then you know,
but
and
shout
you
out
know,
to Simone Biles.
I'm half white, okay? And then, boy, you're white, so you ain't got nothing. You shouldn't be even talking about nothing that's going on in the black community. So get the fuck back.
I mean, but she went and did the Olympics. She was supposed to hold America down. I feel it on that, but I don't respect the shit that he said. No.
America, we still in America. We still in America. I got quite a few stories, but I this is one of the most important. We got about 27 minutes before the gag break. I think this will take it up. So the ex-Cardinal Theodore McCormick. I know you guys probably heard about him. He was back in the 70s, allegedly accused of molesting, of sexual misconduct. He is the first out of the public ministry to be removed from the public ministry for sexual misconduct. This story has been going on for years, decades at that. But now it's been recent charges brought up of him just the past week of having sexual
not
assault.
another R. Kelly.
It's a charged with allegedly sexually assaulting a teenage boy back in 1974.
Not another.
So let's go ahead and so let's go ahead and play this clip and see what's going on.
Not another R.
In other news, former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick is facing criminal charges for allegedly sexually assaulting a teenager in 1974. The 91-year-old defrocked clergyman is the highest-ranking Roman Catholic leader in the U.S. to face criminal charges for sex abuse of a minor. Nikki Batiste has been following this story for years. Nikki, good morning.
Anthony, good morning. McCarrick was stripped of his duties in 2019 after the Vatican found him guilty of sex crimes. But there have been no criminal charges until this week because expired statute of limitations in most states prevented them. I spoke with one of McCarrick's alleged victims who told me he's elated that the former cardinal could go to prison.
Theodore McCarrick was my rapist.
John Bellocchio was just 14 when he
said that
says
with
then
confidence.
Archbishop Theodore McCarrick sexually assaulted him while visiting Bellocchio's New Jersey parish in the mid-90s.
It was the first time that any archbishop had visited this small little church, and I was selected to be the altar boy.
McCarrick is charged with 3 counts of indecent assault and battery for alleged sexual abuse of another teenage boy in 1974 at a wedding reception in Massachusetts.
My client has shown an enormous amount of courage by coming forward and wanting to proceed with a criminal trial. He has a great amount of endurance and strength.
Attorney Mitch Garabedian represents the unnamed victim. In an interview with investigators, the man outlined years of various incidents of abuse by McCarrick, whom he said would attend family events and trips. According to the criminal complaint, the victim said that during his brother's wedding, McCarrick groped him on a walk and sexually assaulted him in a closet. This is the first criminal case against McCarrick.
Civil charges are one thing, but when an indictment sheet is laid out, you definitely get a sense of additional closure.
Bellocchio filed a civil lawsuit in 2019. He couldn't pursue criminal charges because New Jersey's statute of limitation had run out. But a law in Massachusetts stops the statute of limitations when a non-resident accused of a crime in the state leaves. At the time of the wedding reception, McCarrick lived in New York.
Did you ever think you would see the day where Theodore McCarrick faces sitting in a jail cell?
No.
All right, so as you guys heard there, Theodore McCormick, another R. Kelly. He's not a singer. He doesn't step in the name of love, but he do tap in the name of love when he grope people at weddings.
I hate you.
He resigned 3 years ago, as you guys heard, and he was allegedly charged back when when it happened back in 1974. The man is now 91 years old. Old as dirt. He is now being criminally charged for these allegations that happened back in 1974. Hold on, my mom was born in 1970. Okay, never mind.
My mom was born in
this is another
1972.
Never mind. Let me keep going with the case, and then we'll
Me
get
too.
to opinions. He had 3 counts he has 3 counts of assault and battery. So as you guys heard, when it first happened allegedly in New Jersey, it was past the statute of limitations, but Massachusetts just passed a law that you can really do a Me Too on the motherfucker. With all due respect to Massachusetts, you guys need to get your head out your ass and start worried about other things that's happening, like police brutality in your neighborhood. Anywho, his first criminal case. This is the first criminal case against him since he's been allegedly charged back in 1974. Mind you, when the story first came up, he did resign because he felt like he was already guilty of being charged of this. This is when the man was 80.
So another 11 years go by before he actually go to trial?
Like I said, this is another Me Too movement, but on this end, it's a white man that's getting sexually groped by another white man. Where are we going, America? What are we doing?
I can't play with her. But no, I'm just tired of hearing. I mean, again, we got to stop putting certain people on these pedestals and really understand that they all have skeletons. Everybody has a skeleton in their closet, and the shit like this, 11 years shouldn't have gone by. Let's be honest, the man should have been prosecuted when this story first broke. But, you know,
of course not. And instead of him getting with the
clergyman, he's a cardinal. So yeah, it's just like the more entwined
he's
you
the
are when it
first
comes.
cardinal, the first of the public ministry to be charged with something like this. So we know it's been happening. He's just the first.
But we knew for the longest that they was doing shit like this at churches. We knew for the longest.
I don't trust their hats because they look too much like sailor. Okay,
she said it looked like KKK. That's how I felt. For me.
So he did not. If you guys are wondering, he did not link up with the same women that prosecuted R. Kelly and Bill Cosby for the Me Too movement program. He went with Boston. They actually settled 6 lawsuits in 2 decades after alleged events. So basically, he went with the team of people that's going to get their asses. He's like, oh no, we're not doing #MeToo. We're not doing survival of Theodore. We're going straight to the juggler with this one. So right now he is. All jokes aside,
91,
I am not about
91.
Sexually abuse. I am not for it.
I feel bad for his because I'm sure.
But I am standing behind when the shit happened. Say something. Why are we waiting 60,000 decades later?
No, but he accused this man in
1974.
My mother is 48, so that was nearly over 50, damn near a little over 50 years ago. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's at some point. We got to start taking these victims seriously. We got to start doing the investigating.
That's a fact.
I mean, I get it. Like, this shit happens way too often, especially back then. That shit happens way too often where people are saying something, but nothing's being done about it. And him being a cardinal, it only made it worse. Because that means that we're going to really cover it up. And we know, like I said, we all know now that shit like this went on in churches for a really long time. So I feel bad for this man. I feel bad for any other victims. I'm sure he wasn't the only one. I feel bad.
And that's a fact.
Because look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly is proof that there are multiple victims.
And we
out
said
there.
this in the last episode. If you guys haven't seen the last episode, it is on YouTube, and you can also stream it on Spoon. We said the last episode that no sexual abuse is okay, and I feel like the government and the system are the ones that's failing us.
It fails every single time.
Because if R. Kelly when he was first accused of the alleged assaults that he had back in the day, he wouldn't have been in the cases right now. The man would have been in jail. He would have been prosecuted, and maybe he would have been released now and, rehabilitated. I don't know. So the reason why I brought this story to the forefront, because if we're going to talk about R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, we have to talk about the other people that's in the tabloids and the media that has, allegedly sexually abused people. Stand up, guys. Be the person that person can come talk to about it. We need to be the people that sexually assaulted victims can come to and talk to about it. And we're not going to say, yeah, that didn't happen. No matter if it's your boyfriend,
I feel like
your friend.
We're in a new age, though. And I'm hoping, especially with the Me Too movement. And I mean, I'm not.
With the media,
There's very two sides to the Me Too movement. And I can say, like, for me anyway, yes, everybody needs to learn how to be an advocate for everybody in their lives, right? Yeah. Somebody comes to you and they tell you something that's happened to them behind closed doors. Act on it. Don't wait. Don't keep it a secret. None of that. Just act on it. So that way people like this cardinal, people like R. Kelly can be put behind bars sooner rather than later. Because this man is 91. He's damn near dead, y'all. Like, he is not going to really do no hard time. Yeah, because if they send him to jail,
that's worse than sending Bill Cosby.
He's not going to do no hard time.
If Bill Cosby crawled into the courtroom, he go scoop.
The butt scoop. Girl.
You know how the dogs be rubbing their butt on the carpet.
Same thing with R. Kelly, because R. Kelly just had some new allegations to come out about him messing around with little boys. So it's just like, we need to, if you've got people in your lives, spend more time learning them, spend more time talking to them. Make sure your door is always open. That way it's a constant communication. Be an advocate for everybody in your life. That's what I strive to do. I try to be that friend for everybody. So if you're going through some shit, you know you got at least one person in your corner you can talk to. That way you can nip these kind of situations in the bud before they get to the extremes. Because no telling how many victims that man had. Between 1974 and now, no telling how many victims
and not even him, his colleagues, is no telling how many victims that they have now. And continuously have them. I mean, I'm
not the biggest supporter when it comes to church, period. Just because to me it feels very much scammy. Not the faith, not the Bible, not the religion itself, just church and how it's set up. So I don't know, y'all. It's all on you, what you do with your life and what you believe in. But I feel bad for men like this that have to get on national television and say this man touched me and nobody did anything. Damn near 50 years.
And it was at his family wedding. How freaky can you be? Get your old. Smack his older. Okay, let me let y'all finish listening to the rest of this, because only reason why I'm letting you listen to the rest of it because this is the victim statement, basically him reaching out. So, if it sounds familiar, help your friend, guys.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels like the phrase "equal justice under law" now applies to everybody in the church.
And this case has already had one.
So yeah, he feels like basically what he's saying is no matter your statute of respect or
limitations or the law or anything.
No, I'm saying with the person, no matter your statute.
Oh yeah.
You can still be convicted. That's basically what he's saying. And I feel like
it don't matter who you are. And we got to stop putting these celebrities or just people in power on a pedestal. Like they have that power for a reason, but you never know what they're doing behind closed doors. So we gotta stop assuming that these people, just because of the title that they hold, that they're not capable of these things. Because 9 times out of 10, they doing it.
Okay. All right. So before we go into so we got about 5 minutes before the halftime break. So you know what we do before the halftime break? We got to do our small business shout outs. Let's go ahead and say I didn't get none this week. That means y'all not sending them to me.
We need y'all to send us more businesses.
Send us small business shout outs. It's free. Only thing it costs is you being here supporting us. So send us a small business shout out so we can let everybody know where to find your good stuff at. As we always, Famous Gems with a Z. That's me. That's
Black women owned.
Black women owned. Famous Gems with a Z. I do sell swimwear, lashes, masks, all that good stuff. And I do also have my butter. I make a butter. Next episode, I'm actually have it all set up to where we can show products, and I'll have some of your business cards as well. And Transcend Jewelry is where I get my bracelets and stuff from. If you guys are feeling the bracelets, they're really nice. They're all handmade. You can check that out, transcendjewelry.com.
And then, of course, I have my bartending business. If you're looking for a great date night, or maybe you got a birthday coming up and you just want to do something a little elevated, you can hit me up on Facebook. You can book me there, or you can DM me and we can set an appointment. It's Taj Wild, and it's called Wild Bartending. Again, it's TAJWILDER, because I know y'all can't spell.
Anyway, we know y'all can't spell.
And then the business that I have to promote this week, my big homie Don Rich, we played a couple of his songs on here, 2 different podcasts, I think. And he is also selling sea moss now. He sells clothing, y'all. He does haircuts. Check my boy out. His haircuts is A1, okay, period. If you looking for somebody in Vegas to line you up real quick and real nice, he is the one to turn to. Don Rich, y'all. You can find me. And that's with 2 eyes. It's Don Rich with 2 eyes.
Okay.
All right.
Shout out to Don Rich. And shout out to all the people. Oh, that's the guy we listen to the music. Oh, shout out to him. He definitely hella dope. Shout out to all the small-owned businesses that started even before the pandemic, during the pandemic. Shout out to all y'all. Y'all hella dope. And keep that shit going. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep making your bread.
So right now we're going to head on to the halftime break. If you know what the halftime break is, we're just basically going to let you guys listen to a few songs that we've been listening to throughout the week, whether it's local, whether it's big music. But not YouTube. Sorry, guys. You guys can't get the music.
We don't want to get demonetized yet.
Okay. And after the break, I just want to talk about how the government officials are at it again.
Oh, yeah, baby. We got some Biden for you. We got some Biden. They turning up this week.
So, when we come back, we will talk about how the government officials are acting cray-cray. And these are the people that lead us every day. This is why me and Taj tell you guys every week how important it is for you to go out and vote for your local elections. Because these the local, the governor, the mayor, they all out there. Y'all see what the mayor of New York just did? He passing laws, so y'all have to go get.
Can't be outside without no vaccine.
I bet you ain't going outside today. Welcome back from the halftime break, guys. We a little bit late coming back. It's cool. We're gonna do a recap. But welcome back from the halftime break, everybody.
The second half on Facebook, because why the fuck not? So
Okay, go ahead.
Never.
And guys, if you want to check out the live broadcast, if you don't want to download the Spoon app, that's where we actually do the podcast at. Slowly but surely, we will be moving our podcast over to different podcast platforms because they do save every day. But I do stream on Tag and Meet Me. And that's I just learned that Meet Me last night. People from POF. Remember I said somebody see me on POF and I ain't never seen. So basically, if you download POF, Meet Me, and one other app, they're all connected. So you can see people live on those different platforms.
Right.
That's crazy. I feel like that's super dope.
That is dope.
You can also find me at Famous Gems with a Z on all social media platforms. And then 2 Women, the number 2 Women, 2 Opinions on YouTube, Spoon, and other podcast platforms. Yes. But welcome back from the halftime break, guys. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the little music that we was able to play for you guys, or whatever. But as we're coming back, we are going right into the next story, which is our politicians. They acting crazy. They acting crazy out there. And so Kevin McCarthy threatened Nancy Pelosi to hit her with a gavel. I mean, only reason why I made this a deal is because they make everything else a deal. Like when the baby do shit and stuff like that, the small things, they make it a big deal. But we
definitely need to start shining some light on these politicians.
Okay, and this is us actually
they be out here doing the most.
Right, and we're shining light on it, not to want to make a fool of these people, of course, but to show you who you voted for. This is why voting is so important. It's local elections, because this is, and I actually kind of like Nancy Pelosi because she stand her ground, but she's a bunch of baloney just like everyone else in the office. But let me get this video to the right spot, and he actually says it on audio. So here we are.
To say.
I just one promise to you. If we win the majority, we said, hold on, you're all in the middle. I want you to watch Nancy Pelosi hand me that gavel. It'll be hard not to hit her with it, but I will back it down.
Oh, shit.
So, if you didn't hear that clearly, he said it, once we win the election, you all invited. And I want to watch Nancy Pelosi hand me the gavel, and it'll be hard not to hit her with it, but I will bang it down. You might not see that that's a threat or anything like that. It's a white threat. You know how they say a white lie? I feel like it's a small white threat. That's him basically saying that he want. It's a white threat.
It is. I ain't gonna call it a white threat. It definitely is a threat.
Why do they call it a small white lie then?
Girl.
Okay, so I feel like it's a small white threat. He said he's not gonna hit her with it, but he will. If he could hit her with the gavel and get away with it, do you think he would?
Hell, fuck yeah.
I think he would knock her ass. I think he would do it
on national television too.
And I think the people that really stand behind him would be happy about it. They would be like, oh, hell yeah. You just smacked the shit out of her. Definitely the people that don't like Nancy Pelosi. But this is just, only reason why I shine a light on stories like this is one, it's funny because they're making a fool of themselves there. Oh yeah, we got that too. I actually have that written down as well. But let's go ahead. But this is your story, so I think that's your next story.
Yeah.
I think this is the next story. But this is why I'm shining a light on stuff like this, because it's so important to know who you're voting for. And this is why I made a big point. I don't know if you remember our second episode when I said you don't have to wait until they're in their campaign to see what the fuck they're all about, because you can wait. You can do it now. See what they're doing now on their social media platforms. See what they're actually talking about everywhere else. See what they're see who has their money behind them, who's invested in them. You can check all of that stuff out now before the day of the election. Or the day.
Or the week. Or the month.
Or the week. Or the month.
Yeah.
Or fucking the year. These people are preparing years before they become. And you know that they're running because they say things on their social media platforms. Like President Trump said. He said this shit all the way back on Oprah's show when he said, I'm gonna run for president. And I'm gonna become the president. And look at it. He became the president. Now this is where we go to The Simpsons. If you watch The Simpsons a lot, you see that they tell a lot about the government. That's only because the government has everything already planned. Just like most religious people say, God already planned your life before you came into the world. The government has already planned our life. If y'all haven't seen the new Boss Baby, all right, I'm going to stop right there.
I have seen bits and pieces. My kids have seen it like 4 times.
The new Boss Baby is basically us coming from the baby corp. I don't feel like it's the baby corp. I feel like it's the government corp. Maybe we're being birthed from the Illuminati. We're the
she went down a rabbit hole, y'all.
I know. Let me stop before people really think I'm conspiracy theorist. No, honest to God, truth. This is just me highlighting how important it is to see who you're voting for, and don't just sit back and let other people vote for the people. Because some people stand behind stuff like this. Some people think this is okay to knock somebody out with a damn gavel.
I can't. I think it's funny though. I think
it's definitely a joke.
That's rightfully so. Go ahead and
funny as hell.
One time.
Dumbass.
One time.
But she's too old to be getting hit with shit. She gonna die.
How old is she?
Shit, I don't know.
60s?
She gotta be old.
She gotta be old.
Well, she's not as old as
60,
Theodore.
70, 60,
Theodore
70.
out there groping people at the age of 80. Oh, pervert ass boy. Moving along.
Man, he's a man.
Man, right.
Pervert
Man,
ass
okay.
man.
Okay, moving along. Taj, what you
So
got
our
for
last story that we got for y'all, of course.
Well, from her.
Well, from me. We got our President Biden calls out Como to resign for the sexual assault allegations. During an interview, President Biden was asked that if the investigation against Como, the New York governor, proved to be true, would you call for him to step down from office? And Biden stood on what he said in a previous interview, that if the investigation turned out to have any of the victims turned out to be creditable, that he would call for him to resign. So here is CBSN with the full report.
Well, actually, I think I actually liked a shorter video about this, because remember I sent it over to you.
Yeah, pull that one up then.
Because I was like, that's how you know great minds think alike. Because I sent the story over to her. She was like, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. All right, we'll just play a little bit of this, because we don't have to play the whole thing.
And this is CBS News, y'all.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. Good afternoon. President Biden is about to deliver an update on the coronavirus pandemic and his administration's efforts to increase vaccinations, both here and around the world. From the East Room, let's now listen to the president.
Cases. It accounts for over 80% of all COVID-19 cases in the United States today. Experts tell us that we're going to see these cases rise in the weeks ahead. A largely preventable tragedy that will get worse before it gets...
That's the one I said?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I had the time written down this way. Our bad.
Oh, what time?
Don't. I thought I did.
Because I seen it on, when I first seen it, hold on, we can type it. Our bad, y'all. But when I first seen it, I seen it on Instagram. But y'all definitely need to hear what he said, because they asked him, and these reporters be...
And she was at his throat. She asked him multiple questions. Like, I got questions on top of questions, sir.
She was a hit.
But it's just like, again, like, it's just crazy to me how these people get away with this shit for so fucking long.
Yes, like, and it's scary because at the end of the day, you really got to think about it. Because, like, if they're really out here doing it, like, doing this on a daily basis.
Because this ain't regular Joe shit. This is...
Back in March, you said that if the investigation confirmed the allegations against Governor Cuomo, then he should resign. So will you now call on him to resign, given the investigators said the 11 women were credible?
I stand by that statement.
Are you now calling on him to resign?
Yes.
And if he doesn't resign, do you believe he should be impeached and removed from office?
Let's take one thing at a time here. I think he should resign. I understand that the state legislature may decide to impeach. I don't know that for a fact. I've not read all that data.
And he's using a photo of you embracing him in his self-defense to say that these are commonplace kind of embraces that he made and the allegations against him. Do you condone that?
Look, I'm not going to fly spec this. I'm sure there are some embraces that were totally innocent. But apparently the Attorney General decided there were things that weren't.
Well, there we have it. As Biden,
throw all the predators in jail, or put their asses on an island and let them fondle each other. Okay, because that's where I'm at with it. It's like every time you turn around, somebody that has a little bit of power, a little bit of fame, has done some really fucked up, shady shit, and I'm just tired of it. Like, can we just put them all on the island and let them live their lives as weirdos? Because I'm over it. It's exhausting, and you have to account for everybody in your life, including politicians who we put in place to look after us, and they're on some other shit. They on some I got money, I can do what the fuck I want type shit.
And with this, with her asking him these questions, this is us basically making our politicians stand behind their word. You say you're not going to support something, you said you're not going to do something, you should do it. So I feel like it was great that our reporters are, asking the tough questions that we really, keeping people accountable, and questions that we really don't get the answer to until we get the transcripts from court and shit like that. Like, what did Biden really say? So I commend whomever the reporter was that asked the question and got the answer, because we need to know that you're standing behind.
Because it was... Women need to start speaking up for more women. Right?
Yes.
We need to make sure that you said you were going to hold this man accountable for the shit that he did. And seeing as that the investigation that y'all did on this man turned up some shit, I'm going to need you to own up to what you said.
I agree.
Resign.
I definitely agree. Okay.
You got my endorsement. Resign.
Okay, so our next little stories are going to be little clips of things that we heard about. So the Pentagon was on a lockdown here this week because of a shooting that happened outside of there. That's scary as hell. It's like we're going back to 9/11, and it's like before 9/11 the shit was already happening with stuff like this. We just did not have the record because the media wasn't keeping record of it. But shit like this scares the shit out of me. Definitely me. And then you have like the mayor of New York doing things like saying, no, you can't go outside. So are we getting locked down now? Is the martial law headed towards us? Is what I'm asking, because things are getting scarier and scarier each and every day, and we definitely need to start talking about it. We need to have a conversation about it more and more, because we don't know what the next thing is. And if you don't know what the next thing is, you definitely need to pay attention and talk to your fellow people. Go back to policing, having the police from the neighborhoods policing our neighborhoods and stuff like that. Things like this is very important, because if we was to go on a martial lockdown, imagine living in a neighborhood where the police hate the people there, and those are the people that have to knock on your door and serve you and stuff like that. They gonna end up throwing the shit in your face. Let's be honest. I don't feel like things like this should be overlooked. I feel like we definitely need to keep our eyes open to what's going on in the world today.
Okay.
On lighter news, we have a few things. Did we talk about Kaya's response to Keisha Cole? Okay, so let's talk about. And we did talk about in the last few shows. For the first show, we talked about how Keisha Cole's mom passed away, and then the last week we talked about her response to her mom passing away. And this week we're actually going to talk about Kaya. Everybody know Kaya, my neck, my back. She actually she actually has a podcast herself, and she make, you know, remarks to everyone. This remark was definitely something that we should pay attention to, definitely when we look at our artists and people that we support, our public figures, because I feel like you didn't even give people time to grieve before you had what you had to say. So I'm gonna let you guys listen to what Kaya had to say about Frankie, which is Keisha Cole's mom, after she passed away on this last week or so on her 61st birthday. So this is foul as hell, and us as an African American community, I need to cut this shit out.
It's a sad day in Colesville. Frankie done tapped out of here without notice. Gag order. Let's talk about the order. Trying to be young and hit that shit like she was still in her fresh 20s. Knowing she damn near 65. Another one bites the dust. Now she pushing up daisies and lilies, and we the people are a little bit stunned. Caught us by surprise. Damn, who the fuck gave Frankie
this is ignorant as hell.
Laced with heroin and fentanyl that took her the fuck
Seriously,
up out of here?
This is
Frankie
ignorant.
been smoking crack since the late 70s. How all of a sudden she get took out of here? We don't know. We the people want to know, was it OT Genesis or was it Ray J?
If I was Keisha, I'd have pulled up to her house and beat the brakes off of her.
Being OT Genesis, because we all knew that he gave zero fucks about Keisha Flapjack Coles Manny. That's the same nigga that called all kind of crackhead whores. Gag on, let's talk about the whore. Did Frankenstein not pay her drug dealer that was supplying her habits after all these years while Keisha Cole Hardy was in the first battle with Ashanti and lost? Was there money that was supposed to be owed to the dealer, Gag order, and he said he'll get Frankie ass the next time he come to buy some of that dope and got your bitch.
Okay, so this is where we have a
I don't even know that conversation, woman, and I'm disgusted. Like,
that's my neck, my back,
I know the song. I don't know that one.
Okay, so you guys don't know. Just a little background on Kaya in the last few years from that song, because we know she was definitely a few hitter quitters. Let's be honest. Only person that really put your ass on was Trick Daddy. I feel like your ass really need a reality check as to what really is going on. You got your spot taken away from you by T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison was the more professional person on the Gag Order show. Let's wake this shit up. The reason why you're not the person that you want to be and you're picking on other people like dead people is because, bitch, you keep slipping. You've been in a cancel club for 5 years now. Nobody fucks with you. This is the reason why nobody fucks with you, because you always running off at them dick lickers. I cannot stand a bitch that run off at they dick lickers and don't really have no intelligent shit to say. She don't say shit intelligent on none of her shows. She's a fucking flop. You was out way longer than Keisha Cole, and Keisha Cole got way more hits than you. You weird ass bitch. They didn't even want you on Love and Hip Hop. You couldn't even get down to Love and Hip Hop. Bitch, just 2 women to opinion, bitch, and I'm one of the women with opinion. You a low down dirty bitch for that shit. And I feel like at the end of the day, like you said, if I was Keisha Cole, I would go over there and I would slide that bitch.
And beat the brakes off. No, you don't play with
somebody. And I would record that shit and put it on motherfucking.
Yeah, that's some world star shit. No, you don't play with somebody motherfucking mama. Like, you just don't. And the fact that her mama, I don't care if her mama was dead or alive, you don't play with nobody's mama.
Yeah, you don't play.
I don't care what their relationship was. I don't care what they had about life.
And the way you talk down on somebody like that, you a foul ass bitch. Where's your mother? What do your mother feel about how you get on here and talk about people? You's a low down dirty bitch, and I feel like I just read you for filth, and I can't wait till Keisha Cole read your ass for filth, bitch, because we tired of you. Keep opening up.
Keisha don't need to read her. When I see you in public,
I'm
run them hands.
But the thing about it is, bitch, you been in the game way longer than Keisha Cole, and y'all can't even run in the same circles, bitch. You can't even run in the same circle as
she was doing. I mean, that had to be done for clout, because you just don't. You don't reach for death. You don't reach for death.
And she reached so motherfucking deep down in her little fake ass Chanel bag. She ain't even know what to say. Girl, child, please. That's why I need my gavel. You are officially staying in the cancel club for the rest of your life. Nobody fucks with you. You don't probably even get invited to the event.
I don't know that woman, but you just saying anything. And then the thing is, she started off so light, and then towards the end got so
nasty, ugly.
Like,
that was just You
showed exactly who the fuck you were in that moment. Like, don't do that to people. Don't disrespect somebody's death like that, and don't disrespect somebody's mother like that. She is grieving, and like you said, there's a time and a place for these kind of things.
There's a time and a place.
You don't do this shit. This has been 2 weeks. Don't do that. Don't do that.
2 weeks.
Couldn't have been my mama. Couldn't be none of my mamas. Because I'm pulling up. I'm showing up with a bat, beating down the door, everything.
Man, listen. Okay. So now it's time for the gag break, guys. We do have a few more lighter situations at the gag break before we close it out. But right now is a gag break. The gag break is where we let you hear a few more songs. Make sure y'all following us. Please follow, share,
like,
comment, all that good old stuff.
I was told I need to be over the fact we got to do our handles. So we're going to do our handles, y'all.
Okay, so yeah, gag break, we go let y'all hear a few songs, and then after the gag breaks is where we go sum up all the stories that we talked about today. Let's get on with it. Oh, I do have a few break-in stories as well. So I have 2 actually today. So I got 2, but let's go ahead and let y'all listen to another. Yeah, we saving that for an end for the people that actually stayed. Welcome back from the gag break, everybody. We want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to us. This is our 3rd episode. Technically 4th because the premiere episode was our 1st episode. And y'all so motherfucking lit. Like, we appreciate the love. I don't know what y'all want us to do. Y'all want us to cry.
Y'all know, did she tell y'all? Yeah, we told y'all at the beginning we be live. So, on Thursday.
Yes,
so
yes.
If you're catching us on YouTube, check out our live shows on Thursday.
Yes, and if you have a small business, we do a small business segment every show during the halftime break or right before the halftime break. If you have a small business, comment on YouTube. You can leave it in my DM on here, Instagram, Facebook, her Instagram, Facebook, on our podcast thing. You can leave it anywhere. We will shout your business out. There's no charge. The only charge is the fact that you came and supported us. That's the only reason why you know about it.
For the free.
And we really
we
don't
want
post
free advertising.
Right, we post this sometimes on our story. So the main reason why you will know about that we shout your business out is because you supported our podcast. So that's the payment from you to us. Is actually
you get a free shout out for your small business.
A free shout out.
Like, comment, subscribe, and watch.
Okay.
And listen, or listen. Either way.
Okay. So breaking news. I'm gonna go. That's why I think I'm gonna do the breaking story right when we come back, so that we can just close it out with the stories. So our breaking story today is kind of cringing to me, if you ask me. I don't know if y'all know who 48 Doug is. I don't know who this guy is, but a lot of people do. He's obviously a famous rapper right now. He was on video with his son on Instagram, and he actually was like playing with him or whatever, but he licked his neck. Like, he was like...
It was the tongue for me. Like, I get it, but it was the tongue for me.
So, it was kind of weird. I feel like it was really cringing, and I feel like this is where we, as a world, I want to be honest with myself when I talk about this. I feel like this is when we have the affection of men to men, not even with him, his son. I knew it was a lot, I know. But I feel like the world that we live in today, we feel like a lot of stuff like that is cringing. Like, you shouldn't be so close with your kids. A man shouldn't hug. And
but then
you shouldn't cry together.
For him to be a black father in his life, participating in his son's life, it's like, y'all let that man do him.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at it. How he want to dote on
his child is how he dotes on him. But I get it. It was
definitely cringing as
they like, molestation. Like, people was instantly
it was bad.
The predator shit.
And the baby actually had a response to it. And I want to play this. Little baby responds to him kissing his son on his neck. And it wasn't just a kiss, it was a lick. And I'll show y'all a clip. I might add it to the YouTube, because this is one of the clips that should be out. The breaking news, so I might add that to the YouTube video. So if you want to see the clip, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. 2 Women, 2 Opinion, the number 2, and it's a space. Here it is. Here go little baby.
Okay, whole gang. Okay, whole gang. Yeah, get the young man.
It's taking him forever.
Right.
Look, he's just staring deeply into the camera.
Yo! We get it popping on any corner.
Oh yeah, he tripping. I don't know. They must have clickbait because this is a different video. So basically, he was just saying like, you can show affection as a dad, but it's just certain levels to it. I feel like, and he did say social media can take stuff out of content, but I mean, you're on video, so it's basically you put it on social media so people are liable to their opinions, which is true. Yeah. Whatever you post for the world. People have the right to have opinion, but nowadays I feel like people's opinions are like, it's just like asshole. Everybody have one, but they're voicing them more. Is what I'm trying to say. People are voicing their opinion more. They're not minding their own business because you don't get paid a lot to mind other people's business. Besides us, because they're gonna get that's the goal to get paid for minding other people's business. But this is just more of an opinion thing. I wouldn't ever take away that he, like you said, he is a dad. He's in his son's life, and we don't have unfortunately, a lot of dads that's in their kids' life nowadays. So commend him for being a father and showing affection to his son. Was it cringy to watch? Absolutely. I wish he never recorded it because his tongue looked extra juicy. Yeah. It was the tongue, y'all. It was a lot, y'all. So if y'all want to see the videos, just check out our YouTube channel. It will be a link in there. He's still a father. He's still participating in his kid's life. And again, if y'all are still out here stepping into the name of love, shut the fuck up. Is all I'm saying. Shut the fuck up. Hold on. Shut the fuck up. Let that man live and love his child. She throwing shade. Girl. What the fuck? Girl. Okay, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Like and share, subscribe to everything. And so we're about to close it out, guys. When we do, after the gag break is what we do. If you guys don't know the show breakdown, the first hour is where we talk about all our stories. After the halftime, we have a few extra stories and we do the small business shout out. The gag break is when we do our breakdown and we just close it out with our opinions because the show name is Two Women, Two Opinions. Yes. So the first story we started off was the drunk crazy man who was groping the flight attendants on the Frontier flight to Miami from Philly, right? Child. And they duct taped this man to the seat. Like, not the electrical tape, y'all, like the clear duct tape around this motherfucker. I mean, thick too. It wasn't no one coat. They duct taped the shit out of that man to his seat. But you deserved it, because where was the law enforcement, right? Because I thought every flight had some kind of marshal on it. No? All right, so we got to do what we got to do. This motherfucker's unruly, so we tying his ass to a motherfucking chair, period. Y'all shouldn't have suspended those employees. They deserve to be off of suspension, and they deserve a raise, because fuck what you My final thoughts is you guys should, the airline should have been more prepared for things like this, because they serve alcohol and shit like this. No, they said he was drunk before he got on the flight. Right, but they serve alcohol on the plane. So you guys should be more prepared for things like this. Maybe gotta get a breathalyzer before you get on flight. Right, okay, so they taking temperatures, I don't see why not. So I feel like you said, I don't think they should have been suspended. I feel like they did what they could have done. It was just a little drastic with the duct tape. Who came? I just want to know which employee was like, man, let's duct tape this motherfucker. You know he was black. You know he was black. And where the fuck did they get the duct tape from? You know he was black, and he looked like Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Oh my God. It's like, where did the duct tape come from? Like, girl, they had do we have a storage of duct tape on the plane? So I know if I'm on a plane and my suitcase break or something. Yo, daddy's money did not stop you from getting duct tape. Hell nah. And listen, I'm saying if I'm on a plane and my luggage get broken or something, and I ask for some duct tape and they tell me that they don't have none, girl, I ain't not gonna be allowed to hold it no more. No flight is gonna have duct tape on it going forward. A man was duct taped to the seat on the airline because he was groping the flight attendant. And he was irate. And he was drunk as hell. Okay, the second story that we touched on is COVID is still here. And the mayor of New York City actually passed a law that, well, it's going to pass a law. It's actually going to be discussed on August the 16th and in place on September the 13th. That it's going to be a requirement that everyone that wants to go to indoor dining, gyms, or indoor entertainment has to be fully vaccinated. Let me stop. At least one dose of vaccination. Yeah, you gotta show your vaccination papers. And you have to show your vaccination papers. So if you guys haven't been eyes open, there is a new variant, the Delta variant out. It's been reportedly 86,000 new cases of COVID-19 every single day in the United States. A lot of businesses are trying to go back into the office to work, such as banks and media outlets. And so they're trying to enforce the vaccine on a lot of people. Biden is definitely boosting. We know you can become a millionaire for getting the vaccine. You can go to Six Flags or maybe have a nice dinner out with your family, depending on what you're into nowadays. Me personally, I am not vaccinated, but right here, my co-host,
I am vaccinated.
Definitely vaccinated.
So there's different,
but there's that doesn't mean she can't get the virus. But it's different opinions on it. My opinion overall to what's going on is you should not have to take someone's rights away. You can't tell me that I have to get vaccinated to go have a nice dining out. I can wear my mask, and it was reported that he was they were down his neck about not bringing the mask mandatory back in law before he made this decision. So I feel like it's a drastic decision, and we're getting our rights taken away every single day. We're so close to martial law. So I hope you motherfuckers got a gun.
I don't, but apparently I'm gonna need one according to you. I totally agree. I feel like whatever you want to do in your life, whether or not you want to get vaccinated, you don't get vaccinated, it should definitely be on you. I get the mask. If you gonna enforce mask, but you can't really force anybody to put anything in their body that they don't want to. So I don't know. I get the encouragement though. I respect them trying to push, but
I definitely respect them for trying to push it as well. They've been pushing it this whole time. I haven't had a problem with it. I am not going to take it, but it's like people like me. I'm here in Vegas, and the laws aren't in place here, but I do have a wedding to go to in New York in October, and this law will be placed in September. So it's just very frustrating for Americas right now to actually keep up with what's going on. Y'all already got all our fuck information. Y'all listen to us right now. Kiss my black behind.
Not her black behind, y'all.
Okay, next story.
So the story that followed that was Simone Biles, American world champ, she decided to bow out of the Olympics due to her mental health. She recently came out and said that her aunt passed away, so it was another thing that was affecting her on top of just the pressure of being at the Olympics, right? And then you have Charlie Kirk, who is a conservative activist, and he also has a talk show and a YouTube show. He gets on his platform and just calls her a sociopath and a bunch of other just ugly shit because she wanted to check in with herself. Again, black, and especially in the black community, we don't stress it enough how we all need to really
mental health is
be in touch with ourselves. We really need to start spending more time talking about mental health, because we don't, and there's too many of us out there suffering because we are looked at as strong-willed, right? I commend her for doing what she had to do for her. Girl, you still the world champ, so fuck what he on. Charlie Kirk, please get a life, because I'm tired of talking about you, and I'm tired of people saying that you say the most outlandish shit for views. Sir, you have your clout. Go sit down somewhere.
I definitely agree, and I like mental health is definitely real. Important. And people are really not like now. I feel like people are more aware in the African American community how important mental health is, because people always say, "Oh, you're crazy ass" and stuff like that.
You got that crazy uncle that be talking to
so I feel like that shit is so important.
Can we not make fun of our people?
Right, and you have to take time to yourself. And like you said, she's already the world champ. She already been there, done that. So if she do have to take time for herself,
if you can't do the shit she can do,
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
I want to see you get on the beam.
And that's for a lot of you people that talk about somebody. If you can't do what they can do,
shut the fuck up.
Okay. The next story that we touched on this morning was the ex-Cardinal Theodore McCormick, who's currently charged with allegedly sexually assaulting a teenage boy back in 1974. Another Me Too movement. I am not for the Me Too movement, but I'm definitely for keep your hands to yourself. You should not be sexually abusing anyone. This is kind of touching because it is a man, and he have to take his, that pressure on a man to stand up
for damn near 50
and
years.
And the story behind it is he was allegedly about to be charged for it back in the 1970, but the statute of limitations was up for there. So in New Jersey, so they had to move the case to Massachusetts, which they actually passed a law to extend the statute of limitations.
But it still took them an additional 11 years to basically get ready to try this man. So this shit is just ridiculous, and I'm tired of.
He's 91 years old.
He's 91, so he's old as shit.
So
he got away with
Cosby
it. Like,
was
he lived
crawling
that
in the
whole
courtroom.
life.
This nigga go scoop like a dog on his ass.
I can't stand you. This man went his whole life, right? We don't know what he had been doing for the last God knows how long, right?
Yeah.
So this man has lived pretty much a fulfillful life. He is now 91, and now this shit is coming to light. I feel bad for the victims because I guarantee he is not the only victim. I feel bad for the victims.
And the difference between this and the other Me Too members, because he's not with them. He's actually with a different castle that has 6 different settlements with convictors. So, fuck it,
91.
So he's 91, but the difference is he brought this up when it happened. He didn't be quiet. He wasn't quiet about it. It was just
he brought this up in 1974,
and they didn't do anything about it. And he's just now being charged
for damn
with
near 50 fucking years to get justice.
He's just now being charged.
That is not.
With it
he said he feels like the system is finally working. No, it shouldn't take 50 fucking years to convict somebody for some shit like this.
Yeah, he basically said the system is working with the people that's unpopular for the power.
I'm angry for him. Down. Like, it shouldn't take this fucking long to get these kind of people behind bars. Allegations like this need to start being taken seriously. I get that there are people out there that will lie their faces off to get whomever put in jail for whatever personal reasons. It may not have been what they said it was. I understand that people lie, but there are people like this that have been waiting for justice for 50 fucking years.
But do you think he's going to be actually convicted?
Girl, no.
Okay.
He's 91. He's going to die before then. The pressure of all this shit is going to cause that man to have a stroke. He is not, no, he's not making it to the courtroom at all.
Next story.
Our last story, of course, to stay on the trend of sexual allegations, Biden calls for Cuomo to resign after the investigation turned up some evidence. Okay, we ain't saying that it was all clear yet, but there's definitely been some stuff that has been proven to be true. So
Biden basically standing behind his word, and I want to commend the journalist that called Biden out when they asked the question, would he stand behind his word for this person to be off? We need these people out. This is the reason why our laws are the way that they are today, because we're keeping the same people in office that's continuously fucking up. So get them out of there. Again, the government officials are at it again. Let's talk about Kevin McCarthy threatens Nancy Pelosi to hit her upside the head with a gavel. The reason why I shine a light, like I said, the reason why I shine a light to this story is because we have to really take heed on these elections. Like, who are we voting for? Look at them now. What are they saying? Like, if he can say something like this, maybe he'll pass a law that you can smack the shit out of the next person.
We've been in COVID for a year. Y'all ain't got no excuse on why y'all don't know a little something about what's going on in your neighborhood, in your community.
And that's a fact.
Shit, just take a day and educate yourself a little bit about the shit that's going on just in your community. Know your politicians, know who's running, know who's getting ready to run. Take a day, just one day. I ain't saying you gotta do it every day. Just take a day, and then start to get in touch with the more national shit. Because a lot of y'all ain't even on the basic level. Educate yourself on the basic level, and then move up to the national, the Congress, who our president is, and all that other shit. Right now, focus on at home.
Then we talked about Kaya. I really don't have any more words for her because I already gave her the words that I had. It was rude as hell.
Bitch, you're disgusting.
And yeah, she just like 42 Doug licking her son neck. Get a fucking life. I just feel like, we're over that.
She's disgusting.
Yeah, she's
don't
disgusting.
Feed into her.
Yeah, I wouldn't feed into her. Last but not least, I just wanted to say, the baby was taken off. Will no longer be performing at the Austin City Limits Music Festival. I don't know. I feel like they're picking on the baby. It's always something. But then this could be a big publicity stunt for him to have a show. Because if you can't see him somewhere else, you're going to pay more to see him by himself. So I feel like commend to everyone that's behind the baby, his team and all that stuff. Keep y'all head up and keep pushing. Because, we already know the music industry is a bunch of baloney sometimes.
It is sometimes.
So
It's definitely turning a corner, though.
Definitely, it's definitely. But we definitely want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today.
Thank you.
2 Women to Opinion each and every Thursday from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to, PST to 12 PST. That is... Fuck, you know your time zone. I put it on the flyer.
Look at our flyer. In other words, check out our profiles. Check out our social media.
Yes, at Famous Gems with a Z. Famous Gems with a Z. This show is sponsored by my company. Go buy something. Buy a butter. Go buy a swimsuit. Go buy something. A damn mask.
And if you're looking to impress your girl, maybe a cute little date night, you got a birthday coming up, your mama is getting older, y'all got an anniversary, something, and you want to just elevate it, hire your local bartender. Check out my page, Taj Wilder, TAJWILDER, or any of my social media platforms, and that's TAJWILD, Taj Wild. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all.
And so thank you guys for tuning in to episode 3 of 2 Women,
2 Opinion,
with your girl Marty and Taj.
Y'all have a good day.